All right, this is part 2 of lesson 8-2, multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. Now, we just talked about how to do that, so now we're going to apply that skill to solving equations that involve polynomial expressions. So there might be other things going on in the equation, but part of it is having to multiply a monomial by a polynomial. Okay, so here we go. Example 1, we've got 4 times n minus 2 plus 5n equals 6 times 3 minus n plus 19. So in order to solve for this, we're going to have to distribute, right? So we're going to distribute this 4, and we're going to distribute this 6. Now, they've done it here for us, so I'm going to check myself, but I'm actually going to try and do the work over here to the side. So as I simplify, I'll write it. All right, so 4 times n minus 2 is 4n minus 8 plus 5n equals 6 times 3 minus n is 18 minus 6n, and then there's a plus 19 on the end. So then I want to combine like terms. 4n plus 5n is 9n, and I still have that minus 8. 18 plus 19 would be 37 minus 6n. So I'm solving for n. That's how we solve an equation. So I need to get n on one side. So I need to get rid of the smallest n variable out of 9n and negative 6n. Negative 6n is smaller. So to cancel it out, I'm going to add 6n. And whatever I do on one side, I got to do to the other. You guys know. Okay, and then 9n and 6n is 15n minus 8 equals 37. And I want to get n by itself, so I need to get rid of that minus 8. So I'm going to add 8. And I got to do the same thing on the other side of the equation. So these cancel, and I'm left with 15n on the left, and 37 plus 8 is 45 on the right. Lastly, I need to get rid of that 15. Right now it's n times 15. So to get rid of times 15, I divide by 15. So I got to do the same thing on the other side. These cancel. And I'm left with 45 divided by 15 equals 3. N equals 3. So if I come over here to the side and check myself, what did we get? N equals 3. Boom, done. They did the same thing. So you can follow the steps along. Again, I've included the file below the videos. So you can follow that or just rewatch the video. All right, for this bottom part, there are 16 problems. I am going to do just one side. I'm going to do 8 of them. So I'm going to do all these odd problems. And they don't give you very much room to show your work, so I am going to use a blank sheet of paper. All right, let me move this over. Boom. Okay, back it up. Oops. All right, very first problem here is, put this underneath here. 2 times a minus 3 equals 3 times negative 2a plus 6. First thing I have to do is distribute this 2. So I get 2a minus 6 equals, and then I have to distribute this 3, negative 6a plus 18. Okay, then when I solve, I got to get rid of one of the a's. So the smaller a is negative 6a. So I add 6a on both sides of my equal sign. This one goes away. And again, my goal is to get a by itself, so I need to get rid of all the numbers around it. To get rid of minus 6, I'm going to add 6. And whatever I do on one side, I got to do the same thing to the other to keep them equal. 8a equals, that's a weird 8, equals 24. And then lastly, to get a by itself, right now it's a times 8. So to get rid of times 8, I'm going to divide by 8, and they cancel each other out. So I got to divide this side by 8. So a equals 24 divided by 8 is 3. A equals 3. So first one, make sure on your work that you show all of your work, all of your written out work on your assignment. Okay, next problem. Oops, I'm running out of space. All right, 3x times x minus 5 minus 3x squared equals negative 30. First thing I got to do is distribute this 3x. So 3x times x is going to be 3x squared. 3x times negative 5. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. X times nothing is just x. Minus 3x squared equals negative 30. And now I want to combine like terms. 3x squared minus 3x squared, they just cancel. So I'm left with negative 15x equals negative 30. And then to get x alone, right now it's x times negative 15. So to get rid of times negative 15, I'm going to divide by negative 15. Please don't add 15. If you added 15, that would do absolutely nothing to help us solve for x. We would tack on an extra plus 15 onto the side. This is not x minus 15. This is negative 15 times x. And to get rid of a number, you have to undo the operation. So to undo times negative 15, we're going to divide by negative 15. And I got to do the same thing over here. So these cancel. X equals negative 30 divided by negative 15. Negative 30 divided by negative 15 is positive 2. So x equals 2 for this guy. Okay, number 5. Scoot this up a little bit. I wish I had enough room to show all of my work, but I don't. Hopefully you can see that okay. All right. So here we have a couple things we have to distribute. So first we want to distribute this 4. So 4 times 2p is 8p. 4 times 1 is 4. And then I have minus 12p equals, and then I have to distribute here. I have to distribute this 2. 2 times 8p is 16p. 2 times positive 12 is positive 24. So here's my problem. Now I have to start simplifying. First thing I want to do before I start crossing sides here and start, if I do something over here, I got to do it over here. I want to simplify one side first. So this side is totally simplified. This side is not. 8p minus 12p is negative 4p. And then I still have this plus 4. Okay, now they're both simplified. So since I can't simplify anything else on either side, now I have to start crossing sides, right? So I'm going to look at both sides. I've got a p. I want to get rid of the smallest p. That's negative 4p. So I want to add 4p. And I got to do the same thing on this side. So these go away. 4 equals 16p plus 4p is 20p plus 24. Okay, then I want to still get p by itself. Scoot this over. So I need to get rid of this plus 24. So I subtract 24 from both sides. 4 minus 24 is negative 20. If you're 4 feet above ground and then you drop 24 feet, now you're 20 feet below ground. And lastly, to get p by itself, I need to get rid of that 20. So I divide by 20, divide by 20. And negative 20 divided by positive 20 is negative 1. So p equals negative 1. P equals negative 1. On your assignment, do not write the answers just like this. I should see all of that work. All the work that I've been showing on my paper, I want to see that on your paper, right? All these different problems I've been doing, show me all that work. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more problems to go. And if you want to pause and not listen to me talk and try and solve this on your own, fantastic. All right, number 7. Negative 2 times 4y is negative 8y. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Minus 8y plus 6 equals 4 times y is 4y. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Okay, so here's our problem. Now we want to start simplifying. Negative 8y minus 8y is negative 16y. And then 6 plus 6 is 12. 4y minus 8. I want to get rid of the smallest y. So to cancel out negative 16y, I'm going to add 16y on both sides of my equal sign. These go away. 12 equals 20y minus 8. I want to get y by itself, so I need to get rid of minus 8. And I end up here, and I have to get y alone, so I divide both sides by 20, and I get y equals 1. So y equals 1. Number 9. You guys know how to solve this. This is straight up algebra. It's just applying rules of multiplying terms together that have numbers and variables. Once we get past that part, the rest of it is just the same old algebra you've always done. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. Bring down my equal sign. 3x squared plus 5x minus 11. Now I want to solve for x, so I want to try and get x alone. What do I notice on both sides here? They both contain a 3x squared, right? So I could subtract 3x squared from here, and I would have to do the same thing here, and they would just go away. If I'm trying to solve for x, and this is the same as this, it doesn't really matter if, oh God, my fingers look awful. It doesn't really matter if I get rid of it on both sides, because what's left should still be equal. These are the same thing, right? If you have $20 in your pocket and so does your brother, and your dad comes along and gives you $5 and your brother $5, like you still have the same thing in your pocket, right? The same, you're still equal to your brother. Doesn't really matter how much that is, but you're still equal. That's what we're trying to say here. Both sides are equal. So if your dad came back and took back his $5 from both y'all, you'd still have the same amount of money, right? So we're going to take back these 3x squareds. We're going to subtract 3x squared from both sides. So they cancel out. And we're left with negative 6x equals 5x minus 11. Now I want to get rid of my smallest x. That's negative 6x. So I'm going to add 6x. Add 6x. That's 0 equals 11x minus 11. And I want to get x alone, so I need to get rid of minus 11. I'm going to add 11. These go away. 11 equals 11x. Divide by 11. Divide by 11. X is going to equal 1. And number 11. All right, sorry. I'm going to try and show my work on this sheet of paper. Let me grab a red pen. All right, so for number 11 here, first we want to distribute the 3. So that's 6h minus 18 minus this. Okay, so what do I distribute when I have a minus sign in parentheses? Remember, this is like a negative 1. So we're multiplying negative 1 times each term here. So negative 1 times 2h is negative 2h. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, and all that equals 9. Okay, so then we can combine like terms. 6h minus 2h is 4h. Negative 18 minus 1 is negative 19. That equals 9. I'm going to 4h minus 19 equals 9. Add 19 to both sides. 4h equals 28. And then divide both sides by 4. H equals 7. Okay, next problem, number 13. I'm going to start by distributing this 3. 3 times 2a is 6a. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Here's a negative 1, so I have to distribute it here and here. Negative 1 times negative 3a is positive 3a. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And that equals 4a minus 2. Combining like terms, 6a plus 3a is 9a. Negative 18 plus 1 is negative 17 equals 4a minus 2. I'm going to start to run out of room. Out of 9a and 4a is the smallest, so I have to subtract 4a from both sides of my equation. So I end up with 5a minus 17 equals negative 2. Then I want to get a by itself, so I'm going to add 17 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 17 is 15. And then divide both sides by 5, so a equals 3. And last but not least here, number 15, I want to start by distributing that 3. So I get 3x plus 6. And then distribute this 2. 2 times x is positive 2x. 2 times 1 is positive 2. And then I need to distribute this negative 5 over here. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. So then I can combine my like terms on one side. 3x and 2x is 5x. 6 plus 2 is 8. Negative 5x plus 15. I want to get rid of my smallest x, so I'm going to add 5x on both sides. So I'll have 10x plus 8 equals 15. Then I want to subtract 8 from both sides. 10x equals 7. And then I can divide both sides by 10. X equals 7 over 10. Oh, that's right. Did I mess any of that up? 3x plus 6 plus 2x plus 2 equals 5x plus 15. Yeah, that's right. X equals 7 over 10. All right, so if you have any questions on solving equations involving monomials and polynomials, and you're multiplying them together, please let me know. We are going to get into multiplying two binomials together and multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. So you do need to know the basic rules from this lesson and be familiar with them to do well moving on. So stop, make sure you understand this, ask me questions if not. Thanks.